Yeah, yeah, and this is core for decentralized exchange. Do you need a lot of partners because it is like liquidity infrastructure, right? Projects
Yeah.
need liquidity, and where do they first go to access this kind of liquidity? It is a DEX or a centralized exchange. It's one or two, and yeah,
Sorry, maybe go down to that point a little bit more. What do you mean DEX require a lot of partnerships to provide liquidity?
yeah. I think this is one of the sort of a basic flywheel of a DEX, right? A DEX essentially is an exchange. An exchange business model is you're taking parts, you're taking a take rate or fees out of the volume that is being traded on the
Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
So with more partners, with varieties of the token able to trade at the platform, there'll be more users, coming in and trading. And especially if there are more tokens, and these tokens, if they have a lot of liquidity, with liquidity, if your users, the slippage will be lower as well, right? So with
Right.
lower slippage, people will be more keen to trade in general, and more people trade, more fees will be generated into the exchange, and with more fees, the exchange could then decide to, share uh, a higher part of the fees to the native token stakers. So I think this is
It's the flywheel.
yeah, the flywheel that they did really well in terms of bringing in a lot of partners, and then with more partners, I think at one point uh communities in Arbitrum sort of saw the same thing that I saw, that so many partners, like every single project that list or launched on Arbitrum, sorry, on Camelot Dex was just pumping in price. By list and launch, I
Okay.
mean, I forgot to mention the other thing is the launch pad, right? I think launch pad is a key part, that that a key thing that not a lot of decks is doing well. So, and I think that Camelot was doing a really good job in terms of introducing new projects, right? And then besides just basic partnering, they help like these projects get their feet on the ground and successfully launch, and expand on Arbitrum as well, which I think they did like very well, very early. So community saw that every project list and launch pump. Uh, so community kept on buying the token. So that's why, the token pumped really well in price. But throughout that journey, I think there was a mishap, or, things that happened along the way in which it got too hyped. And with too hyped, there's so much demand that goes into the launch, to the launch pad, right?
Right.
And they were using fair launch, in which anybody can participate. And with
Yeah.
fair launch, you don't cap it. The valuation of the project is gonna get
Yeah.
too like too ridiculous, and that's what happened for some of the projects there.
And like
Nitro,
if everyone gets involved in the public sale, with the kind of like the PvP setting and then a very low liquidity setting that we have right now, right? Like if everyone gets at the end of the day, right? You need like in these money markets, right? Without a clear, like, and not a lot of these products do usually, especially in the beginning, right? Because like a lot of these startups are very early stage, so I think at the end of the day, like especially for the first month or so, like everyone's expecting to buy these tokens from them at a better price, right? Like at a
yeah,
higher price. It is somewhat of a it is somewhat of a Ponzi. So I think basically like if project caps their no doesn't cap their valuation, you get that early liquidity or early participants that basically are supposed to buy it from the secondary market that go into this like I guess public sale, and then when the token does come out, no one's left to buy that demand. There's no buying
yeah,
pressure.
yeah, exactly, man. I think this is what I've been preaching a lot. I think in February as well, when Nitro Cartel and like other projects that follows the fair launch, and it got extremely hype. Like the
Mm,
price discovery model it's not great. It's not healthy price discovery anymore, right? Because
Yeah.
majority of the people, like 90% of people, already participate in the fair launch, and then there's nobody left to buy when it start listing. The only way it could go is down because no one wanna take it up anymore because it's already up and up very high. And I think that the other part that is adding to this sort of problem at the time is the stage of these projects in general. It is very early
Mm,
stage.
yeah.
Like, at, if you think about in terms of ventures investing, it's like you're investing into uh, a stage that is even earlier than MVP stage. Like some of them don't even have product, and then they're launching it already. I think
Right.
this is a crypto thing, right? Like in Web 2, usually like when projects or companies or startups come out, they usually would have an MVP or a working product that you could let other people try in order to gauge
Yeah.
demand. But in
Yeah.
crypto, it's the other way around, in which you build community first, and then you get money fast, and then you started rolling out your product. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, this happened a lot last month or 2 months ago with all of these projects that do not
And
have
you just basically saw the quality of the projects going down, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
actually like a lot of these projects. Like one of them that I mentioned, Nitro Cartel, right? They were doing really great job with their NFTs strategies, NFTs launch in general, and like they were. I like their vision in terms of bringing more liquidity into Arbitrum with all the products that they plan to
right.
launch. But it's just like the format of fair launch at the time wasn't a
Okay,
great
okay.
format for them to launch on. Yeah.
Got it, got it.